speakers, Professor Manfred Meyer, Dr. Haryanto Gunawan, PhD, Dr. Jose Eduardo Ochoa Luna, Dr. Veronica Maria Siddhartha, Mr. Suyanto Cheng, and Mr. Dani Natalis. And lastly, welcome all participants that have decided to spend their afternoon with us today. To open this webinar, let's first we gather together to solemnly hear the national anthem of the Republic of Indonesia, Indonesia Raya. Thank you, Mr. Sanso. Next, we will together hear the March of Atma Jaya.
Kami Unika Atma Jaya, paguyuban Widiani, Universitas berasaskan Pancasila, cita harapan bangsa, serempak dalam satu karya, amal ilmu dan bekati, ikut membangun gereja nusa dan bangsa Indonesia, menjunjung tinggi citra dan mulia, jiwa tridharma perguruan tinggi, bersatu berpadu dalam sukanya, dalam dukanya, Atma Jaya. Kami Unika Atma Jaya, paguyuban Widiani, mengabdi cita bangsa luhur dan berbudi, hidup Atma Jaya.
Thank you so much for this song. I'm sure that it brings back so much memories, especially for all the alumni of Jaya, how we all have memorized the song together and probably can sing it in our sleep. Okay, now to open this webinar, let's start with a prayer. And this will be led by Mr. Franz. Please take the mic.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before we start our webinar, let us bow our head and pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear Almighty and ever-loving God, we glorify and thank your name. You have showered us with so much blessings, and your presence continuously remind us of your faithfulness and guidance. May we humbly ask you to shower our speakers today of your greatest inspiration, so that they may share the most of their knowledge, their field of expertise, and to their respective topics. May we also absorb either invaluable knowledge experience and put it into practice what we may learn today. Your infinite blessing would mean the success of this webinar. May we be a living witness of your genuine love through the enactment of the knowledge acquired through this activity. We ask this in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you so much, Mr. Franz. All right. Now let's move to our real agenda. Allow me as your MC to read the rules for today's international webinar. Okay, welcome. Next. Okay. So rules for the webinar. Please use the official background given, sent via email or in the chat column. You can do it now if you haven't done so. And participants must dress appropriately and behave politely during the webinar. Please make sure that you use the chat room only for discussions and not to gossip or anything else. And if you haven't done so, please rename your name. Please rename your name with your institution or university, and then space, hyphen, space, and then your name. And then participants are strongly expected to mute their devices during the webinar. We have made sure that you cannot unmute this by yourself, but please check to make sure that this is really in mute settings so that you do not disturb the webinar. Moderator has full rights to organize the webinar. So if you are not given the rights to us, or if because we are running out of time, please be patient and understandable about the situations. And then the next rule is that participants can ask questions to the speaker through the chat column. So use the chat columns to ask questions, and you can do so throughout the webinar. Don't need to wait until the end of the webinar. And lastly, another reminder, please do not use the chat column for other topics or internal discussion. Next. Okay. All right. So that's the rules, and please kindly adhere to the rules. And next, we are going to listen to a few words from the rector of Atma Jaya Catholic University of Indonesia, Dr. Agustinus Prasetyan Toko. Give it a warm welcome by clicking claps in the Zoom feature. Please unmute the mic. Mr. Rector, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, honorable speakers, guests, and all participants of this seminar. First of all, on behalf of Atma Jaya Catholic University of Indonesia, I would like to welcome you all, the participants, speakers, and also the organizers of these seminars. Special thanks to Ibu Ayu from Ministry of Communication and Information Technology, who with us this afternoon and will give opening remark on behalf of Pak Menteri, and also all the speakers of this seminar. Prof. Manfred Meyers, good morning. You are still in the morning in Germany. Professor Stanley Collins, Professor Yosi Eduardo Okwaluna, Bapak Suryanto Chong, Mas Dani Natalis, and I think Dr. Yuda also, and all the participants. I think this topics is very relevant and important for us today. The seminar will talk about the business, technology, and sustainability in the post-pandemic era. Very noisy situation here. So I think in the post-pandemic, we have at least three important waves. Yeah. The first one is that the adoption of technology will be intensive and maybe very intensive. And secondly, that the awareness of people to sustainability will be increased significantly, not only in academic and also maybe in community, but also in politics. Maybe some issue of sustainability will be important in the future after pandemics. And the third one is that the inclusion or inclusiveness will be also important topics to this and the future. So I think these seminars will be very fruitful for us. In the meantime, we have also celebrated our anniversary of this university, and it is the marks that we are still committed with the main idea of the founders. And I think this seminar is also part of our effort to always make the idea of the foundation of this university will be still and always relevant. So have a good seminar, have a good discussion, and I hope that you will enjoy until the end of the session. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Rector, for a few words to welcome all the participants and for us to enjoy this webinar. And just another reminder for all the new participants that just joined us, remember to change your name to first your institution or university, space, hyphen, space, and then your name. All right? So we can make sure we know where all of you came from. All right. Now we're moving to the next big thing on the agenda that many of you have been waiting for. Unfortunately, probably some of you have been wondering, you maybe are expecting Mr. Johnny Gerald Plate to give the keynote speech, but unfortunately, Mr. Minister today is unable to come due to some meetings with the president. So in his place, Mr. Plate has appointed the Director of Telecommunication, Bu Ayu Widyasari from the ministry, to deliver the keynote speech. Bu Ayu Widyasari is a Director of Telecommunications, Directorate of Telecommunications, Directorate General of Post and Information Technology, Ministry of Communication and Information of the Republic of Indonesia. Bu Ayu Widyasari got her bachelor degree from electrical engineering from the 10 November Institute of Technology Surabaya and her master's degree from Trisakti University Jakarta in electrical engineering department. Please welcome Bu Ayu Widyasari. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Ms. Giselle. Please allow me to bring up the speech in Bahasa. Would you please help interpreter to translate maybe? Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat siang, Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan, Salam Sejahtera untuk kita semua. Yang saya hormati Bapak Rektor Unika Atma Jaya, Pak Prasliantoko. Yang saya hormati Bapak Wakil Rektor Unika Atma Jaya. Yang saya hormati para speaker, narasumber yang hadir di acara ini, serta Bapak Ibu hadirin yang saya muliakan. Kami atas nama Menteri Komunikasi dan Informatika mengucapkan selamat Dis Natalis, selamat ulang tahun ke-61 kepada seluruh keluarga besar Unika Atma Jaya. Walaupun dilaksanakan secara daring, tentunya tidak mengurangi nilai hikmat acara ini. Perubahan besar dalam dunia pendidikan terjadi sejak awal 2020 ini akibat pandemi COVID yang melanda seluruh dunia. Seluruh dunia pendidikan dengan cepat merespons situasi ini, mentransformasikan pendidikan dengan cara yang baru, dan terbukti mampu dan tangguh menghadapi tantangan dan kondisi tersebut untuk bangkit penuh optimis dan harapan. Terus berupaya keras untuk menyelesaikan tantangan bersama untuk memulihkan ekonomi dan menghadapi disrupsi teknologi melalui penciptaan strategi-strategi yang baru. Era baru teknologi telekomunikasi modern akan segera hadir, menyongsong Indonesia terkoneksi, semakin maju, dan semakin digital, yang perlu mendapat dukungan positif dari berbagai pihak. Lintas sektoral kementerian, lembaga negara, pelaku usaha, penyelenggara telekomunikasi, pelaku bisnis, dunia pendidikan dan riset, masyarakat pengguna, dan pihak lainnya yang berkepentingan, sehingga diharapkan memberikan dampak cukup signifikan untuk perkembangan dan pertumbuhan ekonomi negara. Keberadaan teknologi broadband pada industri telekomunikasi semakin strategis dan semakin meningkat kebutuhannya seiring dengan waktu bagi kelancaran aktivitas masyarakat, dunia, pelaku usaha, dan pemerintahan. Hal tersebut terbukti dalam kajian yang dilakukan oleh ITU dalam Economic Impact of COVID-19 on Digital Infrastructure. Didapatkan sebuah kesimpulan bahwa konektivitas telekomunikasi, akses telekomunikasi menjadi infrastruktur penting nasional yang sama pentingnya dengan air, listrik, dan pangan bagi suatu negara. Sektor telekomunikasi merupakan tulang punggung bagi terlaksananya ekonomi digital, di mana disebutkan dalam kajian yang dilakukan oleh Economy Southeast Asia 2019, Google, Temasek, dan Bain Company, bahwa potensi ekonomi digital di Indonesia bernilai 138 miliar dolar di tahun 2025. Industri seluler yang menjadi bagian dari sektor telekomunikasi pada tahun 2020 ini berdasarkan kajian dari GSMA atau Global Mobile Cellular Association memberikan kontribusi mencapai 40% sampai dengan 63% terhadap keberhasilan pencapaian 17 sasaran Sustainable Development Goal. Di Indonesia, pemerintah mencanangkan pembangunan bidang TIK di tahun 2021 dan terus meningkat berkelanjutan hingga pada jangka pendek dan menengah menuju tahun 2024, di mana difokuskan pada pengembangan dan pemanfaatan teknologi pada berbagai sektor untuk mendukung dan meningkatkan kualitas dan delivery layanan kepada masyarakat. Arah kebijakan 2021 adalah akselerasi transformasi digital untuk penyelenggaraan pemerintah, mewujudkan public service delivery yang efisien dan cepat antara lain di bidang pendidikan dan kesehatan, mengkonsolidasikan dan mengoptimasikan infrastruktur dan layanan bersama atau share service, mewujudkan inklusi masyarakat di wilayah prioritas pembangunan dan mendorong kesetaraan dengan tambahan akses internet pada sekitar 4.000 desa atau kelurahan di wilayah 3T. Kegiatan ini secara strategis di tahun 2021 meliputi penyediaan base station sebanyak 5.053 lokasi, penyediaan kapasitas satelit di 12.377 lokasi layanan publik, pembangunan pusat data nasional, literasi digital, transformasi digital sektor strategis, dan digital technopreneur. Juga pengendalian penyelenggaraan sistem elektronik, pemutakhiran DTKS, perangkat ID, dan jaringan komunikasi, juga mendukung digitalisasi pendidikan sebagai pengadaan seperti pengadaan alat TIK dan media pembelajaran. Strategi ini akan terus meningkat secara jangka panjang sampai dengan tahun 2024. Sebagai dukungan untuk layanan transformasi digital, kami informasikan pula bahwa dalam penyediaan infrastruktur komunikasi saat ini cakupan sinyal seluler di wilayah Indonesia sudah mencakup hampir di atas 85%. Indonesia saat ini telah di-cover oleh layanan baik layanan seluler 2G, 3G, dan 4G, di mana layanan 2G sudah mencapai 91%, layanan 3G sudah mencapai 80,5%, dan layanan 4G 84,9% secara wilayah sampai dengan pedesaan. Tapi masih ada sekitar 12.548 desa yang belum tercover sinyal 4G, dengan rincian 9.113 desa di wilayah 3T, yaitu wilayah terdepan, terluar, dan tertinggal, dan sejumlah 3.435 desa di wilayah non-3T. Pemerintah dan para penyelenggara telekomunikasi berkomitmen untuk memenuhi cakupan sinyal untuk wilayah yang belum tercover tersebut sampai dengan tahun 2022. Ketersediaan infrastruktur akses juga harus didukung oleh ketersediaan infrastruktur backbone telekomunikasi yang saat ini sudah disediakan sepanjang sekitar 348.442 km media saluran kabel fiber optik, baik itu di darat maupun di laut, yang diselenggarakan baik oleh para penyelenggara telekomunikasi maupun oleh pemerintah melalui bakti pada jaringan palaparingnya. Penyediaan kabel infrastruktur fiber optik ini tersedia baik di daratan maupun di wilayah lautan atau melalui media sistem komunikasi kabel laut. Di samping penyediaan kabel, infrastruktur juga disediakan melalui jaringan satelit, di mana saat ini Indonesia di-cover oleh sejumlah 9 satelit domestik, dan rencananya akan ditambah 2 satelit HTS di tahun 2023 melalui satelit Satria. Satelit Satria ini adalah satelit yang disediakan dari pendanaan pemerintah melalui penyediaan oleh Bakti. Satelit Satria akan mengcover sekitar 150.000 titik layanan publik yang tersebar di seluruh wilayah Indonesia, di mana satelit ini diharapkan menjadi solusi yang tepat guna untuk penyediaan jaringan di kondisi geografis Indonesia yang cukup menantang untuk penyediaan jaringan terestrial. Tidak hanya penyediaan infrastruktur, pemerintah juga mencanangkan Gerakan Nasional Literasi Digital pada Mei tanggal 20 tahun 2021 lalu dengan sasaran sekitar 12,4 juta masyarakat di 34 provinsi dan 514 kota kabupaten, di mana kegiatan ini merupakan hasil kerjasama Kominfo dengan Gerakan Nasional Literasi Digital dan Jaringan Penggiat Literasi Digital, serta beberapa kegiatan-kegiatan lain untuk dukungan pengembangan konten, servis, maupun kemampuan sumber daya manusia untuk pengembangan menuju transformasi digital. Transformasi digital menjadi kunci untuk mendukung pengusaha mikro yang terdampak secara ekonomi akibat pandemi maupun untuk mencapai factories of the future. Hadirnya teknologi 5G mendukung pertumbuhan dan transformasi di industri 4.0, yaitu dengan terrealisasinya smart factory, manufaktur aditif, robotika, material canggih, dan augmented reality. Baru-baru ini, Bapak Menteri Kominfo telah mencanangkan mulainya beroperasi 5G pada 2 penyelenggara komunikasi seluler, yaitu Telkomsel dan Indosat, yang saat ini masih berupaya untuk menyediakan showcase-nya untuk layanan 5G dan terus berupaya untuk menyediakan layanan tersebut berdampingan dengan layanan teknologi 4G. Dan diharapkan ke depan penyelenggara-penyelenggara lain akan turut serta berkontribusi untuk penyediaan layanan ini di samping dengan penyelenggaraan yang telah mereka sediakan saat ini. Oleh karenanya, diperlukan kesiapan regulasi terhadap transformasi digital dan SDM terhadap latensi, keandalan, pengaturan posisi, dan dengan akurasi yang tinggi. Bonus demografi menjadi peluang besar membawa Indonesia menjadi negara yang maju dengan kerja keras menghasilkan SDM unggul dari perguruan tinggi. Dengan pengalaman panjang, Unika Atma Jaya mampu menjadi teladan dalam menjalankan transformasi, menghasilkan talenta-talenta unggul untuk generasi masa depan, mengembangkan iptek yang kontributif dan aplikatif untuk meningkatkan kesejahteraan rakyat Indonesia. Melalui visi dunia pendidikan yang sangat mulia, lembaga pendidikan tinggi menjadi motor pengembangan dan penggunaan ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi dalam mengatasi permasalahan di masyarakat dan meningkatkan daya saing bangsa serta membawa lompatan kemajuan menuju Indonesia maju. Di tengah tuntutan perubahan yang sangat cepat di dunia global, semua negara ditantang untuk dapat mengikuti dan menyeimbangkannya. Dunia pendidikan tinggi pun ditantang selalu melakukan inovasi, bergerak cepat, dan mengembangkan cara kerja baru untuk menghadapi dunia yang penuh disrupsi dan kompetisi yang sangat ketat. Peringatan di Natalis ini semoga dapat memberikan semangat dan motivasi yang kuat bagi Unika Atma Jaya untuk ikut hadir semakin memajukan Indonesia. Sekali lagi kami mengucapkan selamat di Natalis ke-61 kepada Unika Atma Jaya dan seluruh keluarga besar Unika Atma Jaya. Semoga sukses, semakin maju, hadir bersama-sama, semakin memajukan Indonesia. Demikian sambutan dari kami mengucapkan terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay. Thank you so much for the keynote speech, Bu Ayu Widiasari. To briefly summarize the quite a long speech, it is what the Ministry of Communication and Informatics of the Republic of Indonesia, and the topic of this international webinar is really tightly intertwined with how we want to focus on the digital transformation, because both the ministry and also Atma Jaya and so many of us have realized the potentials and the need to really transform the usage of digital to not only for social media or for chatting or for Google, but for more than that, because it can transform our lives to be so much better, especially when it's so much affected by the pandemic. And before we move to the next agenda, as a form of appreciation from Atma Jaya, the committee will hand over the certificate of appreciation for Bu Ayu Widiasari as a keynote speaker in this international webinar. We will hand it over virtually. Mr. Sanso, please.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Bu Ayu Widyasari, for the keynote speech. And before we move to the next part, we, as all the participants, will take photos together with Bu Ayu. Bu Dian, please help us take photos. When to take photos, please guide us.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Gisela. I will handle it. Please turn on your camera and don't forget to smile. Yes, there are 5 slides. I will take a picture from the first slide. Now we'll count for slide 1. 1, 2, and 3. Please wait. For slide 2. 1, 2, and 3. For slide 3. 1, 2, and 3. For slide 4. 1, 2, and 3. And the last slide, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, thank you, Dr. Gisela.
Thank you, Bu Dian. All right. Thank you so much, Bu Ayu Widyasari, for spending your time here. I know that you must have been very, very busy. And with the end of the keynote speech, now we can move to the main part of this international webinar. And I'm going to hand over my role to Dr. Agung Nugroho as a moderator. Please slide. Slide.
Thank you, Gisela.
Oh, I haven't read your bio, Dr. Agung. I'm waiting for the slide.
You're waiting for the slides?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the slide to read your bio.
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
Okay, I will read it as quick as possible. Okay, Dr. Agung Nugroho is head of department of the MBH program and former vice rector for academic affairs and dean of the School of Business Administration at the Atma Jaya Catholic University of Indonesia. And he's also the vice chairman of the Association of the Indonesian Business Administration Studies. He's a senior lecturer majoring in business administration and management, both in the undergraduate and graduate program. He earned his bachelor's degree in public administration and master of management degree from Gadjah Mada University, Indonesia. And he holds a doctoral degree in business administration from the University of Rostock, Germany. Apart from his teaching in Indonesia, Dr. Nugroho has been invited as a visiting professor in the international business and cross-cultural management in Germany and Taiwan several times. Since 2019, he actively coordinated the Indonesian team of a Dutch-funded project entitled GIPE, Global Intercultural Project Experience, for the project for the year 2019 to 2023 that brings together students from Peru, Namibia, Germany, and Indonesia in a global project conducted virtually. And his research interests focus on marketing, international business, social entrepreneurship, retailing, and corporate social responsibility, particularly in small businesses and non-profit organizations. So please welcome Dr. Agung Nugroho as a moderator.
Thank you very much, Gisela, for your nice introductions. It's a bit too long. Thank you very much. By the way, and now we would like to start our presentations. First of all, I would like to welcome you to international webinar to celebrate the anniversary of Atma Jaya Catholic University of Indonesia. As a moderator, I will accompany our honorary speakers from various countries in the world and from diverse fields and industries. They are professors and business leaders who are close partners with Atma Jaya Catholic University of Indonesia. And the first resource person is Professor Dr. Manfred Meyer from Westphalian University of Applied Sciences, Germany, our longtime partner university. Starting 10 years ago, Atma Jaya collaborated with Westphalian University of Applied Sciences to exchange students and professors. And this year, we jointly run the GUIDE project, a DAD project with 4 universities from 4 countries and 4 continents. Let me read his short CV. Dr. Manfred Meyer is a professor for business informatics at the Westphalian University of Applied Sciences in Bocholt, Germany. He is also a fellow with Capgemini, one of the top 5 IT consulting companies worldwide, and an independent consultant in IT, online marketing, project, and innovation management. He holds an MSc, Master of Science, and PhD in Computer Science from Kaiserslautern University, and published more than 40 conference papers, journal articles, and books in the areas of logic programming, online marketing, digital tools in education, as well as entrepreneurship and innovation. In 2018, he received a fellowship for innovations in digital teaching and learning by the state of North Rhine-Westphalia, Germany. Without further ado, let's welcome Professor Dr. Manfred Meyer. Professor Meyer, the microphone is on for you. You are still muted.
Thanks. Thank you, Agung. I'm just trying to share with you some slides I've prepared.
Okay.
So that should work now. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for the introduction. I was afraid that takes longer than my actual presentation. Yeah, it's a pleasure for me to be here. Selamat siang. And also congratulations to Atma Jaya for the 61st anniversary. And as I said, it's a pleasure. I'm honored to be here after last year, the second time in this international webinar. So yeah, as Agung introduced, I'm a professor at the Westphalian University of Applied Sciences. Actually on the campus in Bocholt, and there I'm teaching programming, computer science, but also business informatics and inclusive business and other topics. And what got me connected with Atma Jaya is that I love traveling, that I try to spend much time with foreign universities. And so since 2017, we have a very tight cooperation with Atma Jaya in different fields, originally in business, now also in engineering. So, and also out of this cooperation, the GUIDE project evolved, that was mentioned a few times already. So I have the pleasure to be the project manager for this project, which is funded by the DAAD for 4 years. And currently, so this year, we are doing a project for a client in Indonesia for the Postpandemic Eco-Spirit Center in Bogor. So every year we are doing a project for a different client. Last year it was a client in Namibia, this year in Indonesia. Students from 4 continents working together to gain some intercultural international experience, currently 40 students. From them are 8 scholars from Indonesia. And we are working in 5 sub-projects as they are listed on this slide. And we are very much looking forward to see the results being presented on the 1st of July. So that's also coming soon. So that's the background of our cooperation, very intense at the moment, guiding the students to work together. We have lots of fun socializing with the students, all because of the pandemic, which is our topic today also. All has to be done online, but nevertheless, it's working nicely. So we have lots of interaction between the students, and that is also, I think, it's a showcase for new approaches in higher education, even in pandemic times, but also looking at the post-pandemic times, something that we will see remaining from this crisis. Okay, having said this, I'd like to go back 11 months, because 11 months ago, I had the pleasure to give a lecture, or not a lecture, an invited speech here at the event in July last year. And I was asked to report on the German perspective on the COVID crisis. And so I reported on the measures of the German government, our chancellor holding this historical speech that it's serious, please take it serious, and all these things. And I framed it like that was the strike by the coronavirus and the strike back by the government. And then at the end, I asked the question, okay, who's going to win? And I copied that slide here on this presentation. So the virus has spread worldwide. I now learned that even on the most remote islands, now the virus has arrived. So the virus is everywhere. At that time being, no hope, no effective treatment yet. And at that time, no vaccine, no effective vaccine available. And that has changed. So the claim was, well, maybe it's a draw. No one is going to win. The virus will stand with us. I'm sure the virus will be with us in the future, but there is a game changer, which is the vaccines. So that will really lead us out of the crisis. And then what was talked about many times, the new normal. Now the new normal is really on the horizon. So we will arrive in a situation where the virus is still there, but we will not have to react in this crisis mode, but can shape the business models, can shape our life around the virus with not much effect, much more effect than the seasonal influenza, which we have to cope with. So that's quite promising, and that makes the difference to the situation last year. But I mean, the title is inclusive or internet business models for the post-pandemic era. And I was questioning myself, are we already in this post-pandemic era? Can we already describe how business models will exactly look like? Or is it that we are on the transformation phase and that we kind of see what the transformation is and that we have a clue on how business models will look like in the future? So then I went to the numbers, and I just compared here the numbers for Germany and Indonesia. So, I mean, the scale is the same. Yeah, so it looks much more dramatic in Germany, but of course the situation, the circumstances are different. So in Germany, we just have left the third wave, and at the moment the situation is fine, and we are releasing almost all of the measures and looking towards a safe summertime, but still being a bit afraid what will be in autumn. Yeah, talking about the Delta variant that now hits the UK, etc. And if you look at the numbers worldwide, then it seems that we are not yet there in the post-pandemic era. So especially to other partner countries in our guide project, it's Namibia, it's the red. How can I see here? This is Namibia with a very high incidence, the highest in entire Africa at the moment. And we have the continent of South America, which is also almost red. And Peru is doing a bit better, but you all are aware of the situation in Brazil. So we are still in the pandemic. And of course, for the Western world, it looks better. And I will come to that point at the very end when I will allow myself 2-3 critical remarks on the situation. So the worldwide situation looks fine. And well, coming back to the main topic, the internet business for the post-pandemic time. So looking at the COVID crisis, it shows, of course, disruption of supply chains everywhere. And it first asked for lockdown and uncertainty and lots of social impacts. So basically what happened is that it fostered the digital transformation of businesses. So business models that also exist pre-COVID, they grew, and new business models, new digital business models, for example, like doing webinars instead of physically meeting. Yeah, I remember a few years ago when I was invited to come to Jakarta, give a speech there on your main campus. Yeah, that was very nice. And the personal interaction I would not like to miss, but now we have come up with webinar and other technologies and models to do this online in response to the pandemic. But the pandemic did not hit all the business sectors equally. So, for example, there are some platforms that even in time before did business online. So like Amazon and Netflix, they are kind of the winners of the crisis due to several factors, because they have an entirely online business, and they are the winners because business and demand has been moved to their business models because of the shutdown of the local groceries, not grocery, but the local stores, etc. And other aspects as Netflix, entertainment, etc. Then we have some business models that are negatively influenced by the situation, for example, advertising sector. But that's going to speed up already. And then we have platforms, internet business models dealing with those sectors that are really hit by the pandemic. And I copied the stock market information about from Amazon, the stock market prices, Amazon, Google, and Expedia, and you can easily tell Amazon. This is when the pandemic starts. Oh, I have to show it here. So Amazon, this is when the pandemic starts, and then Google speeding up, and also Expedia falling down, but then also recovering in the meantime. So this is to date. This is the 15th of June. At the end of this. Okay, so the business models are not equally hit. So this in the red part, we see those that really struggle from the crisis. And even though there are internet business models, but these are of course hit by the fact that their core business, like airline traffic, like cruises, lodging, etc. So they are hit by the pandemic situation. And on the other side, we have all these winners, because people stay at home. So video streaming, online groceries, gaming, etc. Okay. So summarizing a bit what the impact of the pandemic on these internet business models is. Of course, there is this huge shift from staying and towards staying at home, working from home, with all the consequences. I have a slide on this later on. There is the speed up of the digitization. So there are lots of surveys clearly showing that the COVID pandemic really gave a push to doing digitization of not only the business processes towards the client, but also the processes in the production and everywhere. Online shopping we've mentioned already. Yeah. Towards automation. As regards supply chains, they were also disrupted, of course, I said. So there's a need for changing supply chains, making them more resilient, and also a trend to for more local procurement, and in diversification, the business models. So yeah, to focus on new business models, and yeah, to be able to escape from this deadly situation that we have in some sectors. So I share with you, but I'm not going into details, the result of a study carried out by McKinsey. And so they asked executives of the impact of COVID-19 to speed up something that they had on the list. But if you see the number, the expected days to perform this task, and now the actual, I mean, yeah, the first is the increase in remote working. Of course, that was massively speeded up. Yeah, so that is kind of positive impact because it speeded up development in the digital transformation with the pandemic. So, and then I copied an interesting path showing. So this is from Harvard Business Review, showing that it's not only the sector, but it's different aspects that are hit more or less, which are more with potential increase or potential decrease. So for example, as people stay more at home, yeah, so then it means that, for example, yeah, home office spaces and these things to set up an office at home, of course, they have positive potential. Others are hit by the situation. Eating at home, the same. Dining out is negative, and the takeout businesses, of course, get a push. Also, when thinking about what does it do to the business models, then I came up with interesting concept differentiating between legacy business models, those that have already been stressed and now got serious problems with the pandemic, and so-called modern business models. That's from a study of MIT. So they have all these aspects that make them resilient or even positively influenced. So building community, being inclusive, using AI technologies. So Jose will talk about the impact of AI later on. So that's a number of business models that they have identified, and they have been more resilient to the crisis than these so-called legacy business models, which already showed a downturn, but then did not recover in the meantime like the other models. Okay, then at the end I have, but I need to speed up. I have a couple of slides about some business models, some internet business models that came up in the crisis. Yeah, for example, dating from a distance. So interesting business models that have been developed. I mean, that's not a big market, but it's interesting at least. So especially to react on the quarantine situation and the virtual shopping. So all the shopping malls were closed. A virtual shopping, which is much more than just the online shop. Yeah, you can stroll around the shopping streets and then be informed about special offers, etc. Virtual wine tasting, to name. That is something, of course, it was born because of the situation that you could not gather for having a wine tasting, but that is bringing together people from different continents to enjoy a wine tasting, and that will also survive in the post-pandemic time, I'm sure. Or a fitness at home. So, for example, Peloton has a rise of more than 100%. Yeah, they rent out these devices, and then you have a video stream and can do your fitness there. Okay, I could only briefly talk about some aspects, but if you allow, I'll take 1 more minute to talk about some critical aspects of this recovery, of this back to normal, of this, okay, we will see new business models coming up, but the downside of what happened. The one that I already mentioned last year is that we witness an increased digital divide as many business processes move towards the digital era. So having access to digitalization, having access to internet becomes more and more crucial. And so this digital divide will increase. Also, we were talking about COVID and how to deal with it, etc., over the last 1.5 years. So the focus moved away from another, even more challenging and existential global crisis. I'm talking about the climate crisis. So this is out of our minds. So yeah, and then I hear, okay, we have managed to meet our goals for reducing the carbon output, the carbon footprint last year. Yeah, because so many businesses were shut down. That's not something that we actively achieved. And I put a question mark there, but I'm afraid that we missed the opportunity of a global response. Yeah, if you look at the vaccination issue, so we responded locally, nationwide, but we missed that opportunity. And also at the last point, it gave a challenge for democracies because with our individual freedom to motivate the society, to motivate how to react on the crisis. It's something that if you need a prompt and strict reaction, which is in conflict with our individual freedom society, and will raise challenges there. Okay. Well, that's a quick run through what I wanted to share with you. Thank you very much. And I think we have a Q&A session at the end.
Yes.
So, terima kasih.
Thank you very much, Professor Meyer, for your inspiring and engaging presentation on the future of the business model. I will maybe join the virtual fitness business model, right? I joined virtually, but only in a dream. Okay. Please send your warm and big applause for Professor Meyer virtually. Yeah, we can do it by clicking the reaction button and give applause for Professor Manfred Meyer. Thank you very much, Professor Meyer. Now our second guest speaker is Dr. Haryanto Gunawan from Chung-Yuan Christian University, Taiwan. Yeah, we should be proud because he is an Indonesian diaspora who Indonesian diaspora in Taiwan who works as a professor in CYCU Taiwan. CYCU Chung-Yuan Christian University is a long-time partner of Atma University, and I was fortunate to visit the CYCU campus in 2019 to sign a cooperation with the MBA department of Atma Catholic University. Yeah, there I meet Dr. Hari for the first time. Let me read his short CV. Yes. Dr. Haryanto Gunawan holds master and PhD degree in mechanical engineering, Tsinghua Christian University, Taiwan. His current position is assistant professor in mechanical engineering department of CYCU. And he worked as a consultant in the Office of International Affairs at the same university. And he conducted many research and also published several journal articles in the engineering field. Without further ado, we invite Dr. Hari to the podium. Dr. Hari, the microphone is on for you.
Okay, thank you for the introduction. I'm very glad to join again to the Atma Jaya International Webinar. First of all, I would like to congratulate for the 61st anniversary Atma Jaya University. And today I would like to share about the digital transformation and also how the digital transformation accelerate the industry recovery. So I will share my PPT. Okay. So can you see my PowerPoint? Okay. Yes, we know last year we got this COVID-19 pandemic. Yeah, in the early of 2020, and up to now around 1 year. And as we know, we cannot. Maybe we can say we will live together with this virus. Yeah. Even recently we have the vaccine for this COVID. Yeah. So if we live together with the pandemic, how we can live and still help? So we can see this. This is my content. Just at the first I will give you a figure about the impact of the pandemic, and then talk about the digital transformation and the application industry. Okay, this figure from the IMF resource, we can see the impact of the pandemic on the economy is very, very worse. Yeah. So from the foreign direct investment is decreased, become minus 15%, and also if we can see the forecast loss to global GDP is around 9 trillion US dollar. And also the global economic is estimated to contract minus 3.0 last year. But however, this year is become, maybe I can say, back again, reborn, to grow. As the last report from the IMF, this year the prediction is the GDP grow around 6%. Hopefully this is good news for us. So if we see the other figure and report, like Here in the figure, we can see Indonesia last year, the second quarter, the economic performance is minus 5.32. This tells us how worse the pandemic to the economy and how we can rebound back this year. And if we see in Indonesia, many small medium enterprise, yeah, and this SME account for 60% of GDP, and also 97% of the domestic workforce. So it means this SME is the backbone of the domestic economy. If this SME cannot work, so what happened to the people? Maybe they cannot get the income and the economy become worse and worse. And this related to the performance of the non-oil and gas processing industry. The last year Q2 comparison between the 2019 and 2020 from 3.98% decrease become minus 5.74%. But in few industry positive growth, like the chemical industry, pharmacy, traditional medicine, also some metal industry and food beverage, they still grow a little bit. And if we see the export-import also report decrease in import. And for the export, slightly decreased, but still surplus 6.79. So if we see from the PMI manufacturing in Asian country, Indonesia in the last year, April, is the worst. But after that, become increased and rebound. And hopefully this year, quite stable in the 40 something up to 50 something. So this we can see the pandemic effect in many sectors, and especially if we see in Indonesia a lot of the SME. So how we can do, and this year, early of this year, the government, of course, reopened some region. They didn't lock down and try to open again. But if we see from this picture, we need to have the strategy how to speed up this industry to be recovered. Like the tourism is very worse. And if we see in the retail, mall, and also grocery, they need strategy to change and win from this pandemic. So if we see this figure, maybe this how the business operation might adapt to the post-pandemic. So maybe they need to shift the supply chain. Maybe they need to apply automation system in their production line. Maybe they need to adjust or change the model of business. And of course, the remote work, like we know everyone in Indonesia and some areas still work from home. Right? So how they can remote from home? Or maybe in the factory, maybe they don't need use the people. They use the automation, they use the robot, but they still can remote monitor the condition, situation of the factory. So it means we need the flexibility for the employer. And the other is in production or in business, we also need to be transparent. Every data we need to transparent so we can check and recheck and trace everything. So this maybe we need to adapt to the post-pandemic. So how about the digital transformation? As we know, now we change from the offline become the online. Many things become online, include this seminar. From offline become online. So it means when we would like to speed up our business, we need to think and rethink again what the strategy and how we can employ and deploy the strategy to the reality. So when we see from the traditional method, because of this pandemic, is pressed to change, become digital. So we can change and shift from the traditional to the digital technology. And in this the digital transformation, of course, we need to use different kind of technology like the IoT, cell phones, 5G, and maybe gadget and other things. So with the digital transformation, we can add the value to every customer interaction, because not only the producer, but also the consumer. The customer is important. How customer experience this digital transformation. So, of course, we see with the digital transformation, we can have many benefits. The first is the transforming the customer experience. We can change and get more informative from the data, and we can use the data driven to help to understand the customer better and rethink the business strategy and also adjust again, to win in this competitive. And also the collaboration between other company or maybe across department in the same factory, we can use the digital transformation easily. Like now, if you work at home, you can use like a Zoom, work together with your colleagues. So you still can collaborate with other colleagues to work and finish the project, for example, and improve the agility and innovation. Innovation is important. How to win this business and speed up the business. So this digital information technology, from the mobile, IoT, cloud, artificial intelligence, robot, augmented reality, digital twin, and others, is the key technology when we try to transform from the traditional to digital. And this will show you about the framework. So when we try to use the DT, digital transformation, we need to digitize the customer experience, digitize the organization, product and service, and operation. So everything should be changed and transformed together. So this is some strategy how we transform to the digital. So ID, of course, and then align the DT with the business goal and prepare the culture change, because maybe the staff need to change the culture from the traditional to the digital. Before maybe they use the manual, but now they need to change use like a cell phone tabs or computer. So this is a culture change, and also start from the small but strategic. Okay, so let's see the application of digital technology transformation in the industry. We see many kind of industry use this digital transformation to win and compete with other, and also speed up the recovery. So from the restaurant, they use the online. Like this one, we can see you can order your dish, and then you use like a tab, you can order your meal. And also in the like some like a McDonald's, they already use these digital things. And here the robot they use for cooking. Yeah. So let's see this short video. You can see they use this robot to cook. So it means the consumer do not touch the stuff, so they can avoid the virus and contact. So this is the robot in Japan. They use this robot to cook takoyaki. So we can see how they use the technology together to attract consumer and also to speed up. Okay. For the finance industry, we can see many banks, they also use the online service like the payment. We can see in Indonesia, we have the OVO, GoPay, and other finance for the payment. Yeah. So everyone maybe need to change from the manual, use the money, the money to the digital money. Okay, so we can see when we use this platform, we also can track the loan, deposit. So it means also benefit for the bank to study the behavior of the consumer. So they may leave the manual with the paper become the digital. So they can do many analysis and know more about the customer activities and also the revenue and other things. Yeah. Even if they have the brands in other countries, they also can trace and analyze. We can see the impact of the digital transformation in the bank operation. Of course, the increasing in the overall transformation, process costs, and also decrease the error, and in the distribution cost also decrease. So it means the DT have more benefit to everyone. In the healthcare industry, we can see maybe you use the smart pen, smart watch, and in the smart watch can detect your heartbeat. And for the elder people, they can have the device to detect the condition, and this device will be connected to the hospital, so the doctor can know the condition of the patient. Yeah. So this is in real time. So everyone do not worry about the healthcare, because everything will be connected with the many sensor in IoT sensor, so you can know about your health report. Okay, so this from manual to the digital, and also they put the artificial intelligence to learn the behavior of the patient and also the doctor and everything. The condition and management of the hospital, they also can do analysis about this one. And in the grocery stores, yeah, they also change a lot. Yeah. They use the digital technology like the augmented reality, AR, to know, like in this video, you can use your cell phone to know the product, the food and everything. Or maybe you can check by yourself the price, the information, and you also can track the condition of your shop, store. So this transparency data you can use, and you also can apply the machine learning, artificial intelligence to do analysis and predict. You can know the cash flow of your store and everything. In the retail, yeah, they also things use the technology combined together to attract many consumers. So you can online from your home and see many products. Also use the artificial intelligence to analyze this kind. Okay. And in the manufacturing industry, we also can see from the traditional become the digital, and we can use our cell phone to monitor the condition of our fab. Yeah. And this from my lab, we developed the unhuman production line here in our smart center manufacturing. We can see no human. Maybe I can show this video. So we can see here no human in our production line. We use robot, and we have the different kind of machine. This is the measurement instrument, and after measure, the data will send to our database, and then machine to machine communication. So you can see here this our layout of our production line. We have the different kind of machine here and robot, and they communicate each other. So from this condition, maybe we can avoid and work together under this virus. Yeah. Maybe we call it post-pandemic. Yeah. Because we have the vaccine, but still we need to protect ourselves. So that's why some company accelerate and use different kind of technology to speed up their industry. Okay, so for the conclusion, we can see the digital transformation create the capabilities of fully leveraged, and this DT in fact, a faster, better, and more innovative way in the future. And also with the digital transformation, we can increase the efficiency and reduce the cost. And we can see many businesses already use this digital technology from offline to online, and also migrate from the monolithic to the elastic or dynamic. So with this digital transformation technology offer the transparent data, traceability, and data analysis, and we also can predict about the result in the future. Okay, so this DT is the revolutionary impact on the assembly and handling in the post-pandemic era. Okay, so I think that's all my sharing today. Hopefully you can learn together to face this post-pandemic and speed up the industry recovery. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Hari. This is a very remarkable, amazing presentation about how digital technology influence businesses. And please send your participants, please send your warm and big applause for Dr. Hari virtually. Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Hari.
Thank you.
And yeah, this international webinar has succeeded in embracing experts from various parts of the world. The following third speaker is from Peru, which is 12 hours different from Indonesia's time zone. With the help of technology, Professor Jose Eduardo Ochoa Luna can participate in this webinar by sending a pre-recorded video presentation. Professor Jose Luna is an artificial intelligence expert from the University of the Catholic University of San Pablo in Peru. He is also our partners in GUIDE project. Let me read his short CV. Professor Dr. Jose Eduardo Ochoa Luna. He holds a PhD in science from engineering school at the University of Sao Paulo, Brazil. And he's currently coordinator for the computer science at the postgraduate program San Pablo Catholic University in Peru. His research interests include, but are not limited to, uncertainty in artificial intelligence, knowledge representations, machine learning, and natural language processing. Yeah, and he is a reviewer of top-tier natural language processing conferences such as NEECL, EMNLE, and ACL. Without further ado, I would like to welcome Professor Jose Luna, and please, Mr. Sanso, to share Professor Jose Luna in the screen.
Hi, my name is Jose Ochoa Luna, and thank you for having me today. Before starting, I would like to congratulate Atma Jaya Catholic University of Indonesia on its anniversary. Well, I am going to talk about artificial intelligence and how this technology could impact business after COVID-19. But firstly, I need to define artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is a big field in computer science, and according to Russell and Norvig, in AI, we aim to build machines or software that think, act, and reason as human beings. This includes developing machines with a wide range of human-inspired capabilities, such as communication, perception, planning, reasoning, knowledge representation, and learning. Unfortunately, science fiction Hollywood usually has presented AI as threatening technology, as you can see in these pictures from movies Terminator and Matrix. However, AI, as we will see in the next slides, is actually a technology that can be very useful for people and companies. And AI is not a new technology. As you can see in this image, has evolved since 1950, and several times the field has experienced what came to be called the AI winter, where previously confident projections that rapid progress would continue were not realized. However, discoveries occur over the next few decades that allow AI to be now in a spring era. This has been enabled by the convergence of advance in three areas: the explosion of data, increasing computing power, and new machine learning algorithms, especially algorithms called neural networks and deep learning. To clarify some terms, in this picture we can see the difference between artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. Machine learning is a subfield of artificial intelligence. Deep learning is a set of techniques within machine learning. Machine learning refers to a process that starts with a body of data and then tries to derive rules or procedures to explain the data or predict future data. The output of a machine learning system is a model that can be thought of as an algorithm for future computation. Some of today's greatest successes in machine learning are due to a set of techniques called deep learning. Deep learning uses data to determine the weight for each link in a special kind of many-layer neural networks. It's worth noting that many people don't realize that even the most advanced example of AI today involve machines that only perform very specific tasks. For instance, image classification or finance forecasting. This specialized AI, sometimes is called narrow AI, and it's only able to tackle a limited number of problems. Specialized intelligence can be contrasted with general intelligence, which humans possess. That is the ability to undertake a wide variety of tasks in a broad range of settings. And a long-term objective of the artificial intelligence field is to develop systems that can exhibit artificial general intelligence called AGI. And as you can observe in the image, AGI is still far to be achieved. So in this context, currently, what can artificial intelligence can do for us? AI systems aim to perform complex problem-solving tasks in a way that is similar to what humans do to solve problems. Efforts include developing and implementing algorithms for playing games, planning, representing knowledge and reasoning, making decisions, adapting actions, perceiving the world, communicating using natural language, and mostly learning. Now, I'm going to focus on two fields with recent advance in artificial intelligence. One of them is computer vision. And the field of computer vision in recent years has started to reach human levels of performance on some restricted visual tasks. Common computer vision tasks include object recognition, pose estimation, and semantic segmentation. And computer vision technology has unlocked a range of applications. For instance, self-driving cars, medical image analysis, consumer applications, security application, industrial applications, and others. In this image, we can see two applications. On the left side, on the right side, we have image generation. These tags of generated image that look indistinguishable from real image. Image generation systems have a variety of uses, ranging from augmenting search capabilities to serve as an aid for other generative use. For instance, editing image, generate multiple variations of a single image, and so on. On the left image, we have deepfake. Advance and image synthesis have created new opportunities as well as threats. For instance, in recent years, researchers have harnessed breakthroughs in synthetic imagery to create AI systems that can generate synthetic image of human face, then superimpose those faces onto the face of other people in photograph in photographs or movies. And people call this application of generative technology deepfake. And this kind of technology has been used mainly for advertising. On the other hand, we have natural language processing, or NLP. NLP develops technology that enables communication with computers, and it's surprisingly difficult to get computers to understand and generate natural human language with anything like the facility of a normal human 5-year-old. NLP focus on understanding and generating this human language. NLP includes automatic text parsing and understanding, speech recognition, machine translation, text generation, text summarization, and question answering. And in recent years, advances in NLP technology have led to significant change in large-scale systems that billions of people access. And in this image, we can see change in machine translation, question answering, Jeopardy from IBM, and sentiment analysis. Now I want to emphasize a kind of model that is disrupting computer vision and LMP. This model is called Transformers, but it's not related to the movies or cartoon that the image I put. The Transformer is a deep learning approach introduced in 2017 that was primarily used for tasks such as translation and text summarization. But in July 2020, OpenAI presented GPT-3, the largest language model based on Transformer, and that a single model can achieve state-of-the-art or close to state-of-the-art performance in limited training data is impressive. And developers are increasingly finding the Transformer model novel capabilities. For instance, as the picture shows, the left picture shows, the ability to generate new image from a text description. This system is called DAL-E and allows creating, for instance, a lamb in the shape of an avocado. Notice that these are newly generated images, okay? Now we are going to look at the industry, how industry has adopted AI. According to the Artificial Intelligence Index report 2021 from the Edge AI Center of Stanford University, companies in high-tech and telecom were most likely to report AI adoption in 2020, followed in second place by both financial services and automotive and assembly. And across industries, companies in 2020 were most likely to identify other machine learning techniques, robotics, process automation, and computer vision as capabilities adopted in at least one business function. Physical robotics, as well as autonomous vehicles, are most frequently adopted by industries where manufacturing and distribution play a large role. On the other hand, natural language processing capabilities such as text understanding, speech understanding, and text generation are frequently adopted by industries with high volumes of customers or operational data in text forms. These include business, legal, professional service, financial service, healthcare, and high tech and telecom. So, interesting, despite the economic downturn caused by the pandemic, half of the companies said the pandemic did not affect their investment in AI, while 27% actually reported increasing their investment. Less than a fourth of business decrease their investment in AI. And by industry, companies in healthcare and pharma, as well as automotive and assembly, were the most likely to report that had increased investment in AI. So what is the future of AI in the post-pandemic era? I identify four trends. The first trend is the democratization of AI and machine learning. The growing infrastructure and accessibility of AI and machine learning will allow for disruption in a wide variety of industries by companies of all sizes. The democratization of AI and machine learning and accessibility of tools is beneficial for smaller companies that are trying to innovate and disrupt their industry. Obviously, robotics, because a wide range of industries have adopted or expanded robotics due to human errors are removed, and the workforce never gets sick. The Financial Times reports that the International Federation of Robots expects the number of professional service robots in operation around the world to increase by 38% this year, and that growth to continue in the next 2 years. Apart from robotics, automation has seen an uptick from business and industries that have had to adapt to remote working, from managing our scheduling Slack, Google, to be central in keeping our workforce productive in our companies running. Business that choose not to automate are likely now feeling some pain. Manual processes are simply harder to manage from a distance. We also have virtual assistants. Virtual assistants respond to commands, give us information, provide entertainment, and assist us with everyday tasks. Currently, about 4.2 billion virtual assistants are being used, and in the next 4 years, that's set to double to 8.4 billion. Driving the virtual assistant boom is voice recognition used on NLP. So with NLP, you can talk to your smartphone, Alexa, Google Home, your car, or any other device with speech recognition ability. And the transformer model that we have presented before should boost the pace of voice stage being implemented in the public domain. So, in conclusion, human-level artificial intelligence is still many decades away to be achieved. And in the future, more industries will adopt AI after COVID-19. And more jobs will be created than are lost to the technology. And the most promising use of AI will not involve computers replacing people, but rather people and computers working together. Thank you very much for your attention.
Yeah, thank you very much, Professor Jose Ochoa, for the visionary and optimistically seeing our future working with people and computer era. Thank you very much, and give a virtual applause to Professor Jose Ochoa, Eduardo Ochoa Luna. Now we have our fourth speaker, Dr. Veronica Siddhartha, Master of Biomedical from School of Medicine and Health Sciences at Jaya Catholic University of Indonesia. And I believe that most of the participants knows very well Dr. Ika. She is a medical doctor and lecturer and researcher who is very active in various activities at Atma Jaya. I'm fortunate to work with her to teach the healthcare entrepreneurship course block at the School of Medicine and Health Sciences. Healthcare entrepreneurship is a remarkable yet unique course because this is the only non-medical course offered to medical students. And I think it is the first in Indonesia. Please let me read her CV. Dr. Veronica, Master of Science and Master Biomedics. She is a lecturer and researcher at Department of Histology, School of Medicine and Health Sciences, Atma Jaya Catholic University of Indonesia. She graduated from the School of Medicine at Atma Jaya Catholic University in 2002 and got her master's degree in biomedical sciences, majoring in histology from the University of Indonesia in 2009. She received her doctoral degree in medicine and health sciences from Faculty of Medicine, Public Health and Nursing, Gajah Mada University in 2018. And she is currently managing editor of Damianus, a journal of medicine, head of histology department, and managing health entrepreneurship module. Without further ado, we invite Dr. Veronica Siddhartha to the podium. Microphone is on for you, Dr. Veronica.
Sorry, I switched to gadgets to avoid any difficulties. So I got feedback. Thank you, Dr. Agung. I took just a minute. Let me give me some time to this again. Okay, can you see? Not yet. Oh, sorry. Just a minute. Okay, thank you, Sanjo. Okay, Sanjo is going to help me with the, okay. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Veronica. I'm from Medical School of Atma Jaya, School of Medicine and Health Sciences, because we have pharmacies and also biomedic master's degree in biomedics. Thank you for the opportunity given to me. I would like to share our experience in our medical school, and we're trying to give to incorporate the business, technology, and sustainability into our medical curriculum, medical education, in order to, in hope, we can have more future health entrepreneurs. Okay, as we can see, health and business is sometimes considered contradictory. I mean, once I have one founder of our school once said, it's good to be a businessman. It's good to be a doctor, but it's not good to be a doctor who do business, because they're afraid that the doctor will lose the idealism. The doctor will only become money oriented, become capitalist. So they forgot the point is to serve the patient, to make them healthy. That's why, but I want to make a little modification. We would like to introduce the entrepreneurship mindset into our students, not because we want them to become a businessman. They can become businessmen though, but to use their mindset, the entrepreneur mindset, to serve better in the community. Okay, we can see these days, maybe from last year's, maybe before the pandemic, we start there's so many healthcare startup growing up. There's an increasing number of healthcare startups. So you can do the in essential. Sorry, you can go back to the okay. Thank you. Okay, there are many startups in healthcare facilities, healthcare applications, many things, especially during this pandemic, this COVID-19 pandemic. Why? Because people are now looking for another way to keep healthy. People cannot go to the hospital like they used to be, because the hospitals is now full of COVID-19 patients. So it's very contaminated. They can easily contaminated. They can easily infected by COVID-19 virus. So they have to be careful. They have to stay at home. And have to do a very well sanitary procedures to keep themselves, to keep them and their family safe. Okay, next, please. I can see the healthcare sector too is evolving from 0.0, and it's just within the organization, and put more effort on the efficiency, on the automation, to become 4.0, which is, it's a global healthcare. So it's like just not within the organization, but also have to involve other organization, whatever it is, and also incorporate the high-tech technology in the healthcare facility. So the next slide, please. Okay, we have to see that entrepreneur is commonly seen as an innovator, a source of new ideas, goods, services, business, or procedures. They have to be creative. Creativity is the main key word here, creativity. And health entrepreneurs is about to create values in digital, which is high technology, health products or services, care delivery innovations, or new business process, services, or platform. We believe that the medical knowledge given in our school, with the combined with the cutting edge technology that all the other business develop, the AI, the high-speed internet, 5G or whatever, 6G now in China, and with the entrepreneurial mindset, we can make our graduate a health entrepreneur, a good health entrepreneur. Okay, next slide, please. Yeah. Entrepreneurial competence itself, we can see that there's so many competence here: opportunity seeking and initiative, persistence, commitment, demand for efficiency and quality, taking calculated risks, goal setting, information seeking, systematic planning and monitoring, persuasion and networking, independence and self-confidence. Actually, almost all of these competencies is needed in a good position. A good position needs to be very good, have confidence, very well known, where have goal setting, have to put effort, efficient effort in order to make the patients healthy. Okay, next please. What we need, okay, and in addition, health sector is one of the WHO Sustainable Development Goals, is a well-being. So we need the health sector, the healthcare is, in general, is a sustainable business. It's a sustainable factor because people always need to be healthy. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, in our school, we have the healthcare entrepreneurship module or blocks. This is an elective, so not every student are obligated to take this. We have other elective blocks. We give the blocks. They give it. They take it in the 4th year, the 7th semester. Now it's about 4-week duration. Along this 4-week duration, we try to give the students insight and understanding about entrepreneurship based on creativity, innovation, analysis, risk, and new breakthrough. The students are expected to understand and to really understand with this understanding through their projects. So we need them to create a business plan, create a realistic business plan using, we give them managerial education, about marketing, financial, things that the ordinary medical student don't have. Sorry. Okay, we expect them to be able through the many tools given like business model canvas, value proposition canvas, to make a realistic business plan. So with all this competency, this all their ability, this knowledge, in the future, after they graduate from our school, they can be able to see opportunities they have not been served in the health sectors in their community, in our nation, in their cities, and everywhere. So if they can serve that, they will serve better in their community because they serve the gap, the hole, they fill the gap in the community. Okay, next slide, please. Okay. Again, I want to say the competencies needed in this modules blocks is the health sciences competence, which is they already received from their conventional curriculum. We give them managerial and entrepreneurial competence, and also financial inside this too. And personal competence is they got it from the whole year, from the beginning, when they start their the education in our school through many activities, soft skills, everything. We expect them to build their own personal competence. Okay, next slide, please. Okay. We said that in the projects, we have a different theme every year. Last year, because they already pandemic, we gave them towards new normal. And this year, we're going to about shaping the healthcare aspect business in the pandemic era. Sorry. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, we need them to present their business through business model canvas and value proposition canvas too, and present it in front of the facilitator. One of the facilitator is Mr. Agung. You can see his picture later on. And I want to emphasize this, that you can see the red box in the middle low, the picture. This is a mass vending machine. The concept is brought by the student, a group of students with the black suits over there. They're wearing masks. Imagine if they already make this vending machine come through in this pandemic era. This will be a hit. Okay, next slide, please. Now, this is they're making a market, a model for the facility, health facility. You can see here, they presented in front of the audience. And there's two of the group develop medical mobile applications. Okay, next slide, please. I would like to show you a little video taken last in 2019. This is before pandemic. So this is all before pandemic. So you can see that they are very not that taking distance. Which is upside down. Okay. In that video, actually, I want to share you that our student, not just the elective block, not just the healthcare entrepreneurship, but also the medical education, adaptive medicine, and also palliative care. They also have projects, and they exhibit their projects in the school. You can see the students, our lovely students. They exhibit their project. Yes, this is very crowded here. This is quite a big classroom actually, but the people here is maybe it's too much. The days we cannot do this anymore. There's some students who have healthy food projects, and they offer free healthy juice to people who came to the stand. We have jury too from the lecturers to give points for this exhibition, and we give them reward. The most favorite project we get reward. It's maybe it's not a big reward, but it's quite satisfying for them. Okay. Okay, Sancho, sorry. I think again video was over. Thank you. And then the pandemic came, and we cannot do that anymore. So now we still do the same concept, but we do it online. You can see the student here presenting their business model canvas, value propositions in front of the facilitator. Okay, that's all I can share with you. I hope you can understand what we do in our school and give positive response to that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ika. Yeah, I saw my face in your presentations. How come?
I picked that. I picked that picture purposely.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ika, for your encouraging presentation about how we also try to introduce the student medical faculty, to know about entrepreneurship spirit, innovation, and creativity. And for this encouraging presentations, please show your tremendous visual applause to Dr. Ika. Thank you very much. And now, one moment, please. We will now welcome presentations from the industrial world. And cooperation between industry and university is a necessity today. By collaborating with industry, university obtain energy to develop science and technology through research and development activities. Likewise, the industry sector receive precious resources from the university that play a vital role in the development of industry, innovation, and also inventions of new products and services to the people. Our fourth speaker is Mr. Suyanto Chung from Triputra Group. Triputra is a leading group of businesses that have long collaborated with Atma Jaya Catholic University too. Thank you, Mr. Suyanto, for your support in this webinar. Please let me read Mr. Suyanto's CV. Mr. Suyanto Chung, his name. He has a bachelor degree in information engineering from Duta Wacana Christian University. And his experience is now he is a CEO of Antaraja. Antaraja is a brand name of the PT 3AD Bersama, technology-based startups in logistics. And he also has experience. He also works as in Astra Adisarana Armada, ASA ran as a director in Punima Logistics, Wuji Xerox, and also Astagrafia. Without further ado, we invite Mr. Suyanto to the podium. And Mr. Suyanto, the microphone is on for you. Please.
Thank you. Thank you, Pak Agung. First of all, I would like to congratulate Atma Jaya Catholic University of Indonesia for its 61st anniversary. I wish a successful journey for Atma Jaya and creating more leaders in the future.
Thank you.
I think I'll need help for the presentation. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Pak. So I think as an introduction, Antaraja, I think reflected by its name, Antaraja is an express delivery company. We are really focusing on only doing an express delivery. And we would like to say that we are a digital native company. The reason why is because it started maybe almost 3 years ago, when we started in March 2019. And everything is really built from zero. And we believe that using technology, it might change the way of doing businesses. And I think at that time, almost 2 years ago, we don't even see that there will be a pandemic coming. But the reality is, next slide, please. The reality is that during the pandemic, we are growing very fast. Just to give you an illustration on the growth, we starting with 50 courier when we start the business in March 2019. And now, as per today, we have more than 10,000 courier already. And then we starting from only a few districts or few kecamatan in Jakarta. And now, as per today, we cover all capital province of Indonesia. And we cover every district or kecamatan in Java Island. So this is really shows that using technology to build the business is possible and it works well, especially during this time. I'm going to show you a bit later about the experience that we go through for the first 3 years that we have. And let's go to the next slide. So Next, please. So Antraja itself is really focusing on the e-commerce logistic. I think why we do that, because we realize that the e-commerce transaction is actually booming in Indonesia. If we read reports from this region, I think Indonesia itself is represent almost 60% of the populations. The demographic bonuses that is mentioned in the first speaker in this event. So that is actually the potential. And if you can see in the slides, the data about the e-commerce transaction based on Bank Indonesia data, it predicted by the end of this year, it will actually reach 337 trillion rupiah. And we foresee that it's still growing. And the acceleration is more because of the changes of the behavior because of the pandemic. Because we can't go anywhere, we are restricted to mobilize, especially when the beginning of the pandemic. Then the data that shows in the survey, most of the user, actually 37% of user use the e-commerce to buy and purchase online. And during the pandemic, I think they actually almost double in terms of using, more frequent on using and buying from e-commerce. So the logistic or the express business is not something new. It has been around for a very long time ago. And if you see the data of number of operator that is serving in express businesses, it actually, I think it's about 800 companies nationwide. But the reality is that only few of the major logistic company are able to support and cope with the demand of the e-commerce. I think that is the background why Antraja, a Triputra company, start with the e-commerce business. Next. Because our target market is actually the e-commerce user, where they are already aware of the technology. The way we craft the businesses also, we think about how to use technology to differentiate our services, how actually use technology to build a different experience for the customer. So if we see here in the slides, conventional parcel delivery is a very manual processes. If you want to send a parcel, you need to go to the outlet, you need to hand over to the counter, obtain the receipt from the counter, and those processes are manual, very manual process, and also it will require additional cost for you just to deliver a parcel. So that is the first group where I call it a conventional parcel delivery that has been around. I think there's a lot of players, maybe start more than 10 years or even 30 years. There's another group, actually they are not a delivery company, but they are red hail company that extending their service into delivering a parcel. This is a bit different. So the players in this area use technology to do a parcel delivery, but it's limited into intra-city delivery, the city's boundaries, and it actually limited only to the same day delivery, because you can't do more than 1 day delivery. The reason being is because the model they have is actually designed for red hail, where they have a crowdsourcing driver. There's no network, there's no consolidation of parcels, unlike the first conventional one. But the first conventional one is very traditional, is very manual. So Antraja trying to differentiate ourselves by combining these two. So we make a hybrid model where the main contact for the customer, or the main tools that for customer to use our services is actually the customer apps itself. So we don't have any drop off or any counter for people to come in and walk in. to use our service is very simple. Just download our apps, Antaraja apps, and then everything is actually done within. Hello.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's actually using the apps. You actually can order. You actually can pay using wallet, any wallet, and then you just need to wait. So this model is actually worked very well during the pandemic, where the increasing of the e-commerce and also the limitation of mobilization of people. So that's why we can grow very fast using the technology. The next one, please. So one of the examples that we use how actually we want to increase or improve the customer experience in parcel delivery is that everything is done online through apps. And as I shared earlier, you can do ordering, you can pay online, and then our courier, we call it Satria, will come to the pickup point, and they come with the equipment like the handhelds, the scanners, printers, digital weight. Everything is equipped within the courier. So when they come and pick up, they will actually on the spot, real time, pick up your parcel, print the receipt, and at that time, the sender and the receiver already can track the visibilities of the process of the parcel. So these are the experience that we're trying to create and bring it to the customer. So customer will understand and see. If there's a delay because of the mid-mile, then they actually can see as well. So this is the example of using technology to improve the customer experience. Next. Yeah, so this is the visibility. Let's go to the next one. Another thing that we use is when we grow the network, the location for us, we need to understand like which city, what location, or in more specific, what district or kecamatan should the location of the network point for us to consolidate the parcel. How many people requires, how many truck requires. So this is actually built based on the data that we have. So basically we are partnering with e-commerce player. We're using a data to analyze, and we paste that into the geographical information system to analyze the density of the area. Based on the analysis, we mix that information with the price of the property, the rental property, and the cost of transportation and the traffic. And then we decide on what location we need to build our network and how many courier need to be assigned to serve how many parcels. It comes from the sender as well as the receiver. So there's an example of using data to analyze and build the network. Next. And the other point is we also trying to experiment with what we call a smart box technology in the left-hand side. So smart box technology, basically this is a locker, internet connected locker. You can see there's a CCTV, internet connection, and also you actually can order the delivery or the pickup using the locker. The objective is really to try to build a contactless experience in delivery, especially during the pandemic. People would like maybe trying to avoid interaction with other people. So the parcel delivery is actually very simple. If you want to order the parcel, you just need to order through the application, and you can open up, scan in the screen, and then you'll open up the boxes. You can just put your parcel in the boxes, and then the rest is actually will be done by our network. So these are the technology that we are experimenting. Is available in few points in Jakarta. So that is one. The other one is actually we also need to look into the reality that in our current environment or our current society, we still have a very huge UMKM, small medium enterprises, that is maybe very limited access to technology. Of course, from the infrastructure perspective, we are actually quite growing very fast in terms of internet user and also the use of the mobile phones. So that's why we also inventing a partner network, but the partners is not manual processes, it's actually all using applications as well. The next one. And even including when we build the people, because even you're using a technology, you still need to have a courier where it's still human delivering the parcels to the end user. And you still need the process to do a recruitment. These all are managing using the technology. Even in the current situation, when we manage the service level agreement, the performance of the courier, we have a real time using a data analytics and BI to manage the service level agreement to individual customer. And the last slide that I have, I think next, yes, this is the last slide. I think it's very high level sharing. If you have any question, follow-up question, we can discuss later on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Suyanto. This is just on the real business and using technology. Yeah, so we can call it techno-based startups. Okay. Thank you very much, and please show your big applause to Mr. Suyanto. Okay, thank you very much, Pak Suyanto. Now, last but not least, our sixth speaker is Mr. Natalis. Yeah. Yeah, he is a successful and a proud alumnus of Atma Catholic University. Alumni in the sense of study, because he graduates from engineering faculty and also Master of Management in Atma Jaya Catholic University, and he also alumni in employment. Before joining Kalbo Pharma Corporation, he works at Atma Jaya, and I'm lucky to have worked with him past couple of years. Please read me for his CV. Dani is the head of corporate IT, Kalbo Pharma TBK, with more than 15 years of experience in consulting and technology, leading business process re-engineering and transformation program in various companies and institutions with different business and industry. Dani also holds the role as the overall technology lead to Kalbo Group with a team more than 250 professionals, bringing technology to life, digital core, and intelligence and live digital core intelligence and other advanced technology digitalization for the company. He is actively involved in Indonesia CIO community or Chief Information Officer and association as a board or advisory member, and also alumni from Atma Jaya, both in Bachelor Engineering and Master Management. Without further ado, we invite Dani to the podium. Yeah, the microphone is on for you, Dani. Okay.
Hi, Pak Agung. How are you, Pak?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Long time, yeah, Pak. Don't see.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, Bapak-Bapak, Ibu, and teman-teman, Pak Ico, for having me such a pleasure event today. So yeah, this is really emotional for me to having me back in the such great webinar. Okay, so also, yeah, I want to congratulate for Atma Jaya for the anniversary and also my faculty, Faculty of Engineering. So congratulate for your anniversary also. So, okay, I want to share. Am I able to share by myself? Oh, okay, yeah.
Of course.
Is there already, can you see the presentation? Okay.
Yes, you can see it.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, just a glance about Kalbe Pharma. Yeah, Kalbe Pharma. You know, we are Indonesia. Sorry, someone is waiting in the waiting room. Okay, so okay, we have a quote like tidak kenal maka tidak sayang gitu ya. So just a short brief about Kalbe Pharma. So we are actually an integrated healthcare company with 11 strategic business units, like a pharmaceutical, nutritional, consumer health, medical device, biopharma, e-health, and distribution and logistics. So actually we have 42 legal entities. Maybe yeah, we can claim as the, you know, the largest public healthcare in the Southeast Asia with a 5.5 billion market cap. So we have 14 manufacturing facilities, also with 17 toll external manufacturing partner. We have around 200,000 business partner channels, 120 plus brands nationwide, present in the 10 emerging countries, with almost around 17,000 employees. Yeah, just a short brief. And in the IT side, because my role is in the IT, yeah, we have around 250 plus actually, besides the outsource, we have a 250 IT resource in 2020. Okay, so, sorry, I cannot move, okay. So the largest, three largest resource IT actually in the pharmaceutical SBU, nutritional SBU, and distribution logistics. But the other rest are quite small, around 2 or 10 resource. The actual resource total employee was around 1.3% versus the industry average around 2.3 or 3.2%. So the group IT annual spending is equal to 0.73%, okay, of total revenue average. But Pak Agung, don't ask me the exact number, ya Pak. This is still disclosed, Pak. Sorry. Okay, let me continue. So let me start about just a tease, a tease about the digital transformation nowadays. So based on the Accenture questionnaire survey, maybe some of you aware that digital transformation already a buzzword or a change in the business side in the industry. But right now, after the COVID or the pandemic, I think we can look again, actually, how is the pace and the of the digital transformation in the business. This survey has come to the global for the leader, the business leader. So right now, it's already shift. The majority of the adoption or digital transformation for the business already shift majority to become more accelerating. Yeah, you can see it's around maybe 63% maybe in global, and the growth market is around 66%. Yeah, actually, when I see this statistic, I'm also curious. So what is the correlation between COVID and before COVID? Okay, so the before COVID, the digital transformation already transformed us twice before the buzzer of the digital transformation itself. But after the COVID, it accelerated us 5 times. So I think when maybe some of you asking, so who drives the digital transformation? Yeah, I can say now, yeah, COVID drive us to the transformation of the business, not the CIO, not the CEO, not the CFO. So actually the COVID drive us. Okay. Okay. So today's realities, yeah. So I think maybe you aware about all of you aware about the PPT, people process technologies. So the first realities about the human experience. I believe the previous speaker already shared a lot about the digital experience, human experience. So human experience right now in the digital is very, very critical. So we have to look back again. How do we, we engage with the people? And the second one is the people process that come to process. So process right now, yeah, we have to look back again. Every business should embrace as a technology business. But wait a second, I have the detail after this slide, yeah. So the technology, the third one is the innovation is the new normal. So we define in Calvé Group. So what is the new normal? So the new normal actually is the innovation itself. And the fourth one may be, yeah, because of pandemic, we have, a certain amount of, rules that we cannot, meet physical. We have to keep a proper hygiene, sanitation. So we put another factor, work and collaborate from anywhere. So PPTP, people, process, technology, and places. Okay, so the first one, the human experience in the digital. Yeah, maybe all of us aware that pandemic really threat us. We cannot meet each other in the physical, but we do still have to, bring the experience in the digital or maybe AK omni-channel. So how we can keep up to deliver the good services, the good experience in the digital. So I think every one of us should reinvent our services, how to present in the digital world. Like right now, in the past day, yeah, we can still go to hospital, discuss with the nutritionist, with the doctor, physically. But right now, how we bring those kind of experience in the digital channel? So we develop a proper omni-channel, like a chat, a chatbot, online discussion, talent mediation, because we aware, maybe some of you aware also, the first wave of the digital transformation is the ride hailing. The second one is the financial wave. The third one is the telemedicine. So because we aware of that, we try to to innovate, to leverage our technology back again to bring the best experience to our customer. And the second one is, every business should embrace as a technology business, like Calvé Pharma itself. Calvé Pharma actually is manufacturing company, a pharmaceutical company, a nutritional product, and a lab service, laboratory service. But right now, we are, we consider back. So how we do the business in the era of the pandemic right now. So we utilize the business to keep up on deliver our services from anywhere, from anyhow and anytime, by using what? Well, by using the gadget itself. So in this example, when we chat to the doctor, consulting our healthy, maybe our nutrition with the nutritionist, and also with the same application, we call it as end-to-end one-stop solution services. We can deliver the product directly to the door to the customer. So I think for Calvé Pharma itself, we already embrace. So our business have to change, have to embrace the technology itself as the business part. Okay, the third one is the innovation in the new normal. So yeah, in the new normal, yeah, we realized that the physical distancing is very, very challenging. The economic almost, dormant, yeah, almost stopped in every industry. So the most challenging one is the supply chain. We know that majority of our product is still imported. Yeah, so we reinvent our product, how to to monetize by using our local ingredients, but also not only the product. We also take care about around the plant side, the production side, the production field. We already implement the AGV. AGV like a robotic system that can carry a crates, a raw material from site to site. So we integrate the 4 sites, Bintang 7, Saka Pharma, N7, and GCM, the 4 of our child companies. We integrate all of the supply chain using this AGV robotic. So I think innovation, we have to look again and adopt again in which area. I think not only in the one area, it should be more comprehensive and more holistic. Okay, so the 4th one, sorry, am I too fast, Pak Agung? If MC moderator, am I too fast, please let me know. Yeah. And the 4th one is a work collaborate from anywhere. So right now we realize that collaboration is the must. We cannot strive and survive ourselves by utilizing or keep inventing just in internal point of view. So we have to collaborate either from the internal itself, or we have collaborate with the external group also. So we collaborate, but the challenges is when we do a collaboration, where there are really a lot of constraints that we have to take care. So in my approach, we are collaborating the data first. So the data, when we already consolidate in the single platform, we can make use, we can help the business to enrich the insight, the information, not only from the one single or one company point of view, but enrich with the other common data from the other group also. Okay. So yeah, the today challenge, maybe I can share about the 5 today challenge. Yeah. The first one is digital stack strategically with the business. Okay, maybe I just jump to the details. So what is actually the digital stack strategically with the business? So we realized that there are no longer all size or one size fits for all platform or technology. So in Kalbe Pharma, we adopt a pool resource and shared service approach to serve all the group, the 42 company. So we redefine again what kind of services, what kind of method that we can share and serve the group properly. So we create maybe some of you aware about software as services, platform as services, infrastructure as services, and facility as services. So the facility as services actually our internal terminology we define by ourselves. So we are standardized all the company not to develop anymore data center, the server room, the storage room. So they can just develop the system, use it, and utilize our facility. So we set a certain of criteria, which category of company that can use the facility of services, the infrastructure services, until this software as services. So yeah, it will be back again to the business. They can choose and pick the most optimized and efficient services that can adopt for themselves. So what is the goal by adopting this? The goal is by adopting this is actually we want to democratize technology itself. So we believe right now there's not only IQ, AQ, today most relevant competencies, but the technology quotient is also the new competencies that we have adopt. Yeah, we have to improve also in all of our employees. actually we don't want our employee to become the expert programmer or developer, but we want all the employee have the sense, have the proper literacy on how the technology can be used for help themselves in operation of the business. So we want to democratize the technology itself. So the user, maybe the employee, because of they have the literacy of utilizing the technology, they can create or analyze the system, or maybe enhance the system itself to serve their operation of business. So the left side is the monolithic. Maybe Bapak Ibu aware, when we do a development system, we need a couple of months. But right now, we are adopting already a microservices architecture. Everyone can be a developer. No need to be expert in code. We can develop a system by couple of weeks, not months, not years. Yeah, this is the essential of the democratize of the technology. This is how we serve the group for 42 companies. So at the end of the day, what is the target of the adoption, those kind of architecture? So we want to bring a new capabilities in the digital mirror, because when we do the collaboration, we do set up a proper architecture, we do consolidate the data, so we already have a settled proper foundation for the technology. So right now, we develop the digital capabilities in the mirror. So like we mirror our physical world, but this is, we mirrored our business process. So actually, what is the goal for the digital mirror capabilities? So we want to develop, we want to get the most efficient process, maybe like the R&D sites, like the training sites, because when we have a capabilities and using maybe in VR, augmented reality, we can mirror our process in the digital without interrupting the operational process in the production. So those kinds of cost avoidance opportunity that we can gain and increase. Okay, that's my last slide, Pak Agung. So I think just a little quote, yeah, Pak. So yes. Don't wait until problems come to you. Yeah, I'm the fans of Mr. Murphy Law. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong in the right time. So when the tough, when it's going to get tough, the tough is going. Thank you, Pak Agung.
Thank you very much, Danny, for your amazing presentations. Yeah. And
thank you.
Proud of you. Please show me your. Yeah, okay.
Actually, Pak Agung is my teacher, also my bosses.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, please give a very warm applause to Mr. Danny.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, now we come to the discussion sessions. We welcome you to ask questions addressed to these distinguished speakers, and I've heard that the committee have collected questions, and maybe can I read the question now? We actually have only a limited time because we are a bit beyond the schedule, but I'm very happy to read the questions and also to have answer from the speakers. The first question is from Mr. Ronald. Mr. Danny, could you please to take down your sharing screen?
Oh, sorry. So sorry.
Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah. The first question from Mr. Ronald to Pak Yanto. Based on Pak Suyanto's explanations, Antar Aja has adopted the latest digital technologies. And the question is, how does Antar Aja deal with the diverse consumer complaints? Is there any technology or approaches to deal with the complaints?
I think very good question, Pak.
Yeah.
Complaints in the consumers market, I think we see the complaint as input for us. I think we happy to have any complaints in any manner. Sometimes it's very harsh, but that is normal. We can take that as our input. It just so we actually using a certain tools to manage complaints because our user is actually most of them is either they are seller or buyer that is quite familiar with technology. Most of them are millennials. We actually employ system like social media listening tools to understand the sentiment of our brand in the market. So every day we actually can see how many people comments in social media about us, some negative sentiments, some positive sentiments, and then we actually can follow up. Even though they don't even file the complaints, they just share with their friends about the negative comment on Antaraja, then actually we will actually follow up. That's number one. Number two, we also link our official social media accounts, such as in Twitter or Facebook or Instagram. So any comments relating to complaint, it will actually automatically generate a job ticket for our call center. So those are the activity that we try to do. That is from the technology perspective. Of course, the third one, we also providing a chatbot. I think Indonesia, we love to using WhatsApp. So the chatbot is actually to help the people that want to understand and know where is the status of their parcels. And we even invent that for ordering. For those who are not really used to be technology, we have a lot of mobile phones but not very familiar with technology. At least they can use WhatsApp, then they can do ordering, they can do payment, and then they can do basically the process of delivering the parcels. I think that's the technology that we employ in the CS area.
Okay, thank you very much. So you also employ or make use the social media to measure the level of satisfactions and a complaint or something like that. Is amazing. Thank you very much, Pak Yanto. And now the second question is from Carolina. This question addresses to all of the speakers. It is about stress level, I think. After experiencing a year of working remotely, many people feel that working remotely only increases workload and work time. Many people have opinion that working remotely is not effective. Stress level also increased. And will we then return to the old way of working? I think Manfred can explain it maybe through explain about the experience of our students who are working remotely and virtually from 4 different, not just different country, but different continent, but still can be very successful. Please, Manfred.
Yeah, thank you. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, thank you very much for that question. Yeah, as Agung said, we do experience this situation, of course, in our project, where all the students, I'm from Atma Jaya and all the other universities are working from home, and that works nicely. But I would like to also stress the general point, and as that was from Carolina.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. As you mentioned in your question, so there is the concern that remote work is less efficient and it causes lots of stress.
Yeah.
And this is at the same time true and it's not true. It depends on the circumstances. So, I mean, for me, I love giving lectures from home. Yeah, just moving. I'm at your conference in Jakarta. Later on, I will have a meeting with colleagues from Peru. In the meantime, I'm working at home. Can do something in the household, etc. But that depends on my personal circumstances. And looking at families with kids at home and both parents doing remote work, that really causes a lot of stress. So it depends on the situation. Now the question is, will we go back to the situation we had before, meaning 5 days a week in the office? So that I don't think so. I shared one of the slides, which I can very quickly, but I doubt we have the time for this. This slide, is it in the presentation?
Yes.
You see it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This I shared, and that explicitly shows that this trend towards working remotely, allowing for home office, that we did already 5 years ago. Yeah, because it's 1 hour drive to get to university, and if I don't have to be present, then I all the time already I had virtual conferences working together with my assistants, etc. So there was a process going on all the time, but this has been dramatically speeded up during the pandemic. And what I think we will see once we have overcome the situation and people will be allowed to get back to their offices. But anyway, I mean, there are surveys investigating in this, and many people, many employees say, well, they want to go back. They want to have social interaction in the office. And of course, if the situation at home is not very limited and stressful, then maybe they want to go back to the offices 4 or 5 times a week. But many responded, okay, social interaction, meeting with their colleagues 2 days a week, maybe 3 days a week, but at least having 1 or 2 days to work from home. That is, I think, something that many employees wish for, and that we will see more and more in the future. So a kind of a hybrid model, allowing for remote work, but also allowing for interacting and coming back to the offices. And I also think that this can be very productive, combining both ways of working. Okay, that's.
Yeah, thank you, Manfred. So I hope Carolina are satisfied with this answer and be more optimistic to face our future post-pandemic. And the last question from Gisela would like to have a short answer from one of you speakers. I like hearing how many the industries and businesses have revolutionized their business models. Even though almost everyone has smartphone nowadays, not all of them, especially in the middle-aged people like me, maybe, have enough digital literacy. How do businesses reach these people that they don't have this literacy? In my opinion, this is the problem in Indonesia, where the growth of technology is not followed by a more modern digital culture. Yeah, please, is there any distinguished speaker would like to answer the questions? How the business can reach the people who do not have enough digital culture and digital literacy in their business. maybe Danny, can you maybe give a short comment, because your business, although you have your business based on the production or something like that, or maybe based on the technology, but most of your products and services are manufacturing, consumer product, health product, or something like that. So
okay.
Okay, please.
So okay, thank you, Pak Agung. So so actually, what we are approaching right now, we are also facing the same problem. So we facing, the disparity about the workforce worker. We have the silent generation. Also, we have the baby boomer workforce, and also we have the Gen Z, millennials, and younger the Gen Z. So what we trying to do is we don't want just rock the board that already proper run, good run process, but we facilitate them all. We facilitate all of them with a common tools to hit the common needs of every service. So we also develop the apps. Of course, we want to to have a good experience for the younger workforces, but also we are still entertain the old process for the maybe we can call old school workforces. We still serve them. Of course, we have to realize that not everyone is born to as a fancy with the digital or technology. So we still facilitate them. We are still accommodate everyone want to do a process by using email or WhatsApp, but in the back end system, we are collaborate with a platform to automate the email system and the WhatsApp system to transfer it to the another system that already we create. So actually, the front ends will be multiply front end system, but the back end still comes to the single and consolidated one system. But
okay,
maybe can explain.
Okay, yes, thank you very much, Danny. So it seems that you make use of technology very, very conscious and very conscious and very extensive to support your business. Okay, thank you very much.
Atma Jaya, Pak.
Okay,
I learned from Atma Jaya, Pak.
This is a big appreciation, a nice appreciation from you, Danny, and thank you.
You're welcome, Pak.
Yeah, we already 25 minutes late from the schedule, and we have now still have one important thing that we would like to give you appreciation, give all of the honorary speakers appreciation with giving our e-certificate to all of the speakers. Please, Gisela, to lead the session. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for your role as a moderator, Dr. Agung.
Okay.
And hello again, everyone, all the participants. I'm back again, Gisela as the MC. And first, I'm going to give the certificate of appreciation virtually to Professor Dr. Manfred Meyer as the speaker for today's international webinar. The screen. Okay. And then the next one is to Dr. Haryanto Gunawan as speaker. Thank you so much. This is the virtual certificate. Yeah. Okay. And the next one, even though Dr. Jose is not here, but we really appreciate Dr. Jose has sent us the recording of his topic, and this is the virtual certificate for Dr. Jose.
Yeah. I will send it to him.
Yeah, and then we will send it to him. And then next is for Dr. Veronica as another speaker about health
Thank you,
entrepreneurship.
Doctor.
Okay, and the next one, virtual certificate for Mr. Suyanto Chong.
Thank you very much, Pak Suyanto.
Thank you very much, Pak.
Thank you.
Yeah. And last but not least, Mr. Dani Natalis from Calde Pharma as the speaker. This is the virtual certificate. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And last but not, and our most very important role for today, Dr. Agung Nugroho as the moderator. Thank you so much for moderating today's international webinar. Today has went so well. Here's the virtual certificate.
Okay, thank you very much, Gisela. And I would like also to express my gratitude to thank you to all of the honorary speakers, also to our rectors and the deans, and also all of the participants joining this seminar. And last but not least, thank you for the committee. You are all finishing this seminar very successfully, and yeah, I appreciate very much. Thank you very much, Gisela, and then I'll give you the forum back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Agung. All right, now the role of the MC is back to me. Thank you so much for all the participants that have been joining us since early afternoon until almost dinner time. I bet that all of you must have been very, very hungry.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, especially for Professor Manfred Meyer, who has been joining us from Germany. And now it's the perfect time for lunch, I think, there. And now, I think without further ado, let's end this webinar by having the closing prayer that is led by Mr. Franz. Please, Franz.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let us close our webinar with a prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you, Lord, for a successful webinar. We know that you have blessed us, hence this success. May you keep blessing us as we live this webinar and apply what we have learned into our own profession. Grant that we do this fully aware that it is not for ourselves that we learn but for the service of other people. Make us realize that all our actions and plans should be done for your greater glory.
Amen.
Shower us your divine guidance so that we will decide wisely and properly. May you send your Holy Spirit so that we will have no fear in meeting the challenges that our everyday life entail. Make us realize that without you, we are nothing. In God's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Franz. All right, and I want to remind all the participants who are still here to don't forget to fill in the link to receive your e-certificate later. If you don't, then maybe you will not receive the e-certificate. So make sure that you fill in that link. And I think, is there anything else that any of the committee maybe want to say? If not, then I think this is a goodbye. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And I hope that you gained something from this webinar. Thank you so much to all the distinguished speakers from today. I learned a lot. We have so much homework that we have to do. And hopefully that in the future, after this COVID-19 pandemic, everything can change for the better. And we can use technology more effectively in not only in business, not only in sustainable aspects, but in all fields as well, including education and health and other aspects. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and
Thank
see
you
you
all.
again.